Good evening. Oh, thank you. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, what a welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. There you go. I know you're all getting a little bit tired and a little bit hungry and dying for a drink, me included. But just a few minutes, because this is quite important, and it's quite important to me, that I'd like to just share with you a few anecdotes. I just want to let you know that an artist's greatest ambition is to have a career that is significant, lengthy and varied. And the recipient of the special award, you know, he's been there on all three accounts. I'm talking about Brian Cosgrove. Now, Brian Cosgrove, yeah. Thank you. I'll just tell you a little bit about him, that after leaving, he graduated from art college and joined Granada TV in Manchester. Now there he met another young man with burning ambitions to get into animation, and that was his friend, and it became his partner, Mark Hall. And they formed a little company called Stop Frame Productions, which together they started making small films and some commercials. And it was here that Brian made his first cartoon series for television in a shed belonging to his father-in-law. So nothing much has changed there. The Magic Ball won awards in both Chicago and Venice, the Venice Film Festival. While Brian and Mark's talents were beginning to be recognized around the world, here in the UK, Thames Television invited them to create animated programs and formed a subsidiary of Thames Television, which Brian and Mark would head up, and it was called Cosgrove Hall Productions. Yes. Now, with a staff of about 6, they converted an old tobacco and confectionery warehouse in a place called Chorlton-cum-Hardy. Right. Now, seriously, Chorlton-cum-Hardy is a real place, right? It's just outside Manchester, I know. I've been there. Well, in this makeshift production, they started to make productions, and the first series was the tale of a happy dragon, a wicked witch, and a land where people had wheels instead of legs and feet. Yes, I think I've been there. Anyway, Brian once said to me, he said, you know, there's a sort of humour in the name, Chorlton-cum-Hardy. He said, it rolls off the tongue. Yes, you could get quite a lot of laughs out of that. So he was stuck with what to call this little show of his, and so he named it Chorlton and the Wheelies. There it was, yes, that was Brian started, and that was his real creation. The adventures of the... He then moved on, rather, to his, well, probably one of his minor successful creations called The World's Greatest Secret Agent, and his well-meaning but useless sidekick, Penfold, and it became one of the company's most successful series, Danger Mouse. Good grief, Brian. It's no good looking there, sir. It's all your damn fault. Anyway, Danger Mouse at its height, I have to tell you, was watched by 21 million viewers. Not bad for a little bit of animation, is it? Anyway, I think just at this point, quickly, I would like to tell you a little story about my first contact with Brian and how I nearly talked myself out of my future with Cosgrove Hall. Brian was holding auditions for the voices of cartoon characters, and as I entered the studio, he handed me a picture of Danger Mouse and said that he'd like me to test for this character. And I said to him, now look, I hope you're going to make, real animation, like Disney makes. I said, I'm not having the fashion of these latest cartoons where they're just drawings and only the mouth moves. He said, no. On the contrary, because he used to talk like that, from up there. But little did I know that how true he was to those words, because I soon learnt one of the secrets of his animation, and that was when there was a lot of story to be told, he'd stick Danger Mouse in his car with the steering wheel just over the mouth. So that was one of his tricks. The other one was to put Danger Mouse in a cave, and he only had to animate one eye. That's absolutely true. Well, I continue to work with Brian on many projects over the next 10 years, and our friendship endures to this day, I'm very glad to say. My admiration for Brian's creativity, genius, and dedication is insurmountable. Now, the 80s were the golden age for Cosgrove Hall and Brian's portfolio of classic children's series, which he produced and often directed. Brian and Mark were hands-on animators. They were not only animators, they were teachers and they were directors. They trained and inspired many young people in the art of animation, winning their lasting affection and admiration. The shows they produced, from the company's inception to the point the studio closed in 2009, formed the backdrop to many childhoods and have created brands that have endured to this day. I'm glad to say that Brian has decided to return to his passion of making animated programs, and with exciting new projects in the works, there is no sign of him slowing down. So I'd just like to show you now a little snapshot of the illustrious career of my friend Brian Cosgrove.
I first met Brian and his business colleague Mark Hall when they were both graphic artists at Granada Television. They were very keen to do animation, and Granada didn't want to know about animation.
Somewhere in England, by the seaside, there's a town called Haythornthwaite.
Fast forward about 18 months, and Brian got in touch with me again. By this time, they were now Cosgrove Hall Productions, part of Thames Television, and they'd come up with a series called Chorlton and the Wheelies. And they were having difficulty finding someone who could write it with a sufficient element of balminess in it.
Cause we've got Chorlton, who's the dragon, he will keep you free from harm.
Anything that approached logic in Cosgrove Hall was instantly banned, really. But it was a big hit, so we took off.
Jamie and the Magic Torch.
Jamie and the Magic Torch came immediately after Chorlton and the Wheelies. Drawn animation rather than model animation. I did all the voices for that.
Right, he said. You'll have to take cover from the spaceship. We're being invaded by Martians.
Martians?
Martians?
Jamie and Wordsworth were worried, and then Jamie smiled. Oh, it's only Bully Bundy.
I came out of college straight from illustration. My degree was in illustration. Went straight to Cosgrove Hall. They just moved into the new building in Chorlton-cum-Hardy. They offered me a job on the spot.
Morning, Jean.
And I said, great, I'll take it. What is it? And Brian said, oh, as an animator, we'll train you. And that was a story that was repeated time and time again with people.
He's the greatest, he's fantastic. Wherever there is danger, he'll be there. Danger Mouse, amazing. Danger Mouse, astounding. Danger Mouse.
What I loved about Danger Mouse was it was a time when there was no internet and there was only 3 or probably 4 channels on television, and so there was hardly any, post school, if you weren't playing sport or hanging out with your mates, it was what was on television. So I used to run home And then the theme tune would come on.
Chief!
When we worked on Danger Mouse, we couldn't believe our luck. It was such a fantastic show to work on. Brian always was very, very hands-on, and he drew this storyboard, and we had it covering walls in the studio, and he'd come in and take you through your sequence.
And then he grabs its jaws and holds the jaws open. And then the next movement is he takes the teeth out, and the jaws are going to fall and go all sort of floppy and fall down.
Autograph hunters.
We always knew it would be a big success, and it was right from the start.
I remember that always that Penfold's glasses always hung in mid-air, didn't they? And every now and again they go up and down when he was a little bit surprised about something. And in fact, he always wore a suit. Danger Mouse was naked, as I recall, for the most part, wasn't he? Just we had that sort of red band and the eye patch. Penfold always looked like he'd just come out of accounts.
The recording sessions were absolutely fantastic.
Maybe the weather will be better in the morning.
We couldn't believe our luck that David Jason was involved in it, Terry Scott, you know, real voices.
There's a two-headed faceless thing at the bottom of the bed! Ooh! Oh, yes. Those are your feet, Penfold.
Well, the thing that kept me at Cosgrove Hall for 32 years was that it was such a fantastic place to work. It was a very interesting time to be in animation as well, because new technology was coming in all the time. Mark and Brian were finding new ways for us to express ourselves in the medium of animation.
They managed to create this kind of ambience of hard work and creativity with a great deal of fun and spontaneity as well.
I say, you fellows, this is the only way to travel.
My role on Wind in the Willows was head of the puppet workshop, and Brian sculpted the character of Mr. Toad. At the time, I think it was quite a cutting-edge piece of animation. You know, he's always been a great sculptor. Because he's so passionate about animation and such a perfectionist, it was always kind of very challenging. It was always very rewarding as well, but it helped to continually push the frontiers of what we were doing with stop motion at the time.
Steady! Steady!
I was taken on for 6 weeks and be paid by petty cash, and ended up staying there for 14 years.
In the heart of Transylvania, in the Vampire Hall of Fame, yeah, there's not a vampire as any other.
Duckula, who was a bit part in Danger Mouse, was designed by Brian, and he got his own series.
Look, let us get this sorted out, okay? I am not, okay?
Okay.
I am not, you are, okay?
Okay.
But you are who am I, and you are you be, okay?
Okay.
Whew. But yes,
Who might you be?
From a really young age, all I ever wanted to do was animation. A lot of that can be down to Brian and his studio's work. It's what I grew up with, it's what I came to love.
I is the big friendly giant. The BFG! That's me!
Brian and Mark have established an animation industry in the northwest of England, and I think that's a great lasting achievement.
I think your feet are on fire. Crumbs, Chief. What do we do now?
I'm taking the direct approach.
His generosity and his creativity has been an inspiration.
He's very passionate about animation.
Oh, you're very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Good grief. I didn't expect that. I've known David for many years. He's a great friend, and I value that friendship. Having him here tonight to give me this and say such nice words, it's made it doubly special. The people on the screen, the nice things they said, I'd like to thank them too. It's wonderful to find out. We'll not get through it. We'll not get through it. It's wonderful to find out that your friends still remember you with affection. I'd like to talk about a little something different, I think. I retired about, well, I don't know, can't remember how many years ago. I don't want to. I wanted to do a little painting, some writing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But about 18 months ago, I had a visit from Mark Hall. He came to see me with his son, Simon. Simon's been in our business, the business of making programs for children, all his working life, really. And they asked me what I thought about starting again, starting another business. I pointed out we weren't young anymore. And I pointed out that we weren't even middle-aged anymore. But then I remembered all the fun we'd had and the friends we'd made. So we set up this company. Some old friends joined us, like Ben Turner and Mike Waite, fine designers and fine filmmakers. And some new talented friends have joined us. Colin Averis is one of them. And we settled down working on ideas, and people seemed to like the ideas that we were working on. And then Mark died. He was a man I worked with for 45 years. We were at art school together. Sorry, this is tough. Our children grew up together, and we made a lot of films together. And we miss him. I'd like to offer my congratulations to those of you who have won awards tonight, and those that didn't quite make it. Remember, there's always another night. Might be some sort of consolation for you to know that Danger Mouse was nominated for a BAFTA 11 times. And he never won. He never won. You know? Thank you for this. It makes me very pleased and a little proud. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honour and privilege to welcome the winner of the Special Award. It's Brian Cosgrove, everybody, and David Jason. Guys, thank you so much for speaking. It's appreciated. I mean, so many animations. Danger Mouse, Count Dracula, BFG. What sticks out in your illustrious career? Anything you think, wow, I made that?
That's lovely, isn't it? It's nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Does he know them?
What does stick out in your mind, Brian? Which do you think is the best moment of all the characters that you've created?
Oh, Danger Mouse has got to be one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I think. And the BFG. I love the BFG.
I grew up in the BFG.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And how is it? What's it like working with Brian, David?
How can you work with him?
Basically, what I do is I try and make it serious, and he keeps ruining it this whole time. I'm speaking to two heroes, and I've got this guy in a stupid jacket.
It's not stupid. I'm thinking about all his animations.
He's very good.
What's your favourite one? You're a big fan of...
I'm a big fan of your work. My favourite stuff was all the bits in Rainbow.
The bits in Rainbow?
I couldn't hear a word.
He likes the bits in Rainbow.
Do you know the bits in Rainbow?
Yeah.
Rainbow? Oh, the bits in Rainbow. Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I loved it because I'm friends with Zippy.
Fancy you remembering that. Yeah. Wonderful.
And he does, but we weren't involved in Zippy and That's it, you got that wrong. No. Get back to your script, you idiot.
Get back. Stop ad-libbing.
Yes, stop ad-libbing. Let him do the talking.
Yeah, let me. Come on. You do a funny face and I'll ask the next question. There we go. Okay. Brian, is there anything that you've not made yet that you'd love to put on television?
Well, we're still working on those. I can't talk to you about those. We're going to do a space one.
Oh, wow.
I quite fancy a space one.
Can I be in it?
Can he be in it?
I'm thinking about it. I've got
I'm available.
Hero called Tremendous Terrence. Sounds fun.
Pardon?
Tremendous Terrence.
Tremendous Terrence?
Aye.
It's alliterative, I like it.
I like it.
Can I be in it?
Well, I've got a character in it that is going to be a shape changer.
Oh.
That could
so
be
he
you,
could
that.
change into you and he could change into him.
There
but
you
he's
go.
only about that big, really.
It's on camera,
No,
this.
listen,
Does that count?
I'm not doing the voice of him or him. I want a character of my own.
How do your
you'd be
voice,
Tremendous
David
Terrence.
Jason?
Look, he wants to do my voice
How
now.
do your
On you go, on you go.
Kushti. Kushti.
Hey,
It's not bad, is it?
Kushti.
he even looks like me.
Kushti.
That's very good.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
before this gets even stranger,
Yeah.
honestly an absolute privilege. Brian, I'm absolutely made up for you. A real hero and an
Thank you very
inspiration to myself working in children's television.
And me.
You're fine.
And him.
Guys, Brian Cosgrove, everybody. Thank you so much, guys.
And David Jason.
Not forgetting
you.
David Jason.
He's dead good, isn't he?